I'm just sort of like stopping at things of interest on the way today. I think a fish just leaped out or something. Could just be some sort of exotic French pigeon. So this is currently the view. It's more like a swamp. It's like an old ruin there. It smells kind of salty almost. In this episode, I head further east towards Switzerland and stumble upon some ruins next to a delightfully beautiful waterfall in the middle of the forest. Then, I had a rather profound feeling of deja vu. So I decided to head east towards Switzerland. I actually stopped at this parkup a couple of episodes earlier, although the weather was very different. This was the next village that I decided to stop at on the way. Well, this is pretty quaint, isn't it? A little seating area by a stream. I was aiming for a park-up a few hours away, but as I had made a promise to avoid motorways on this trip, I found myself constantly driving through these absolutely beautiful villages, so I had to explore some of them. I'm just driving east now, taking it pretty slow today. Weather's really nice as well. I just drove over this like really long bridge. This huge mound of water with like little islands in it. Look at this. I couldn't resist taking a closer look at the bridge and the sheer width of the river underneath. I didn't really know where I was at this point, but I continued to follow the road and just see where it would take me next. This is the best part of van life in my opinion. Ooh, a little cemetery. I'm just sort of like stopping at things of interest on the way today. That's an excuse to get outside for a minute. But that just looked really cool as I was driving past it, so yeah. What an amazing building this one is. It's very sort of, I don't know, gothic looking. Well, most churches are sort of gothic. I called this place the Wild West, as it had a sort of southern vibe, and all the houses had window shutters. Had an empty, almost abandoned feel about it. That's so cool. It's like an actual castle next to it as well. That's one way to keep the neighbours out. How cool is that? Sometimes it's difficult to tell if it's someone's garden or if it's like public. But there are sort of chains or something that they had across. Look how detailed the fabric of my shorts is on this camera. That is insane. It's like an extreme close-up. And after a long day of driving through a labyrinth of remote French villages, I made it to this park-up, hoping it would be acceptable for the night. I had no idea just how amazingly beautiful it would be, however, and honestly, it was probably one of the best I've ever found. There were a couple of van-dwelling neighbours, but everyone was peaceful and seemingly just there to enjoy the sunset. So this is currently the view at this air that I found. I was just going to stop here and sort of have a quick look at the lake, but it's like 6 o'clock and it's like, there's 2 other campers here, but it's one of the best ones I've ever seen, so like obviously I'm just going to stay here now. So I might just go for a little walk along the harbour thing in a minute. Have a quick cup of tea, probably got like half an hour of daylight. Pretty big win really. Just walking the plank. As the sun set, I proceeded to make my way along the lakeside towards the dock. There were a handful of boats parked up, but most of them looked empty. It was a quiet place, so different to the busy, almost overcrowded lakes I've explored around the UK. Let's go for a little wander along this path. Just missed the sunset, but still enough light for a bit. Such a good park up this one, I can't believe it. About 5 minutes before you get here, you're like driving through the middle of a farm in the middle of nowhere. And I was beginning to wonder if there was going to be anything here. But yeah, proved wrong again. Ooh, hello. Alternative accommodation, maybe? I must say, one of my favourite things about this trip so far has been the French architecture, because that is just a little tiny outhouse thing, and even that looks pretty cool. Just a couple of ducks chilling out. It's a sketchy bridge. Oh dear, it's a bit sunk looking. Don't know if it's abandoned or not. I think we'll just go up to this creepy looking bridge and turn around. Although actually, you can go across to the other side. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. There's just like the distant cry of dogs in the town tonight, so hopefully they're far enough away that they're not going to annoy me, but I'm quite far away here and I can hear them, so it was a bit like that at the last place where it was like there were other camper vans there. What was that? Something just jumped out of the water or something. I was about to say that water is so clear you can see the bottom, but it's not. It's actually really not clear. That's just stuff floating. I think a fish just leaped out or something. Nothing weird then. Ominous or what? I decided to take a closer look at the ominous bridge before heading back to my luxury accommodation for the evening. It's more like a swamp. That's right, this parkup also comes with an ensuite swamp. It's just in case you find the lake too picturesque. Time to head back, I reckon. It's the first time that I've ever been somewhere where the geese are actually scared of people. It's normally the other way around. They just chase you. Well, I'm assuming they're geese, of course. Could just be some sort of exotic French pigeon. And so I spent the evening just taking in the scenery and relaxing. There is often a calm before the storm with these sorts of road trip adventures, and so I was very much appreciating a bit of calm here. Look at this like weird sort of steam pattern. It's like an elephant. It's like Jumbo. The next morning I got back on the road and continued east. I also made several stops during the day, starting with what looked like a small castle. There was only one other person here, who appeared to be doing a spot of fishing if I recall. Some sort of like war memorial? Not really sure. These roads that I've just driven through are like fabulous. They're sort of through up over the hills, through the mountain, through the valley. If there was like a proper lay-by or car park here, I'll just camp here tonight. But it's not really anywhere proper. It's a weird little metal tin box or something, I don't know. Just walking down to have a look at the Cascades. I think today's the first day where I just sort of didn't feel 100%, so going mega slow. It's like 2:30. Yeah, I'm probably just going to go and find somewhere to camp after this and cook a load of food. But I can sense that this is going to be quite cool. Well, as is the photo, never does it any justice in real life. This just looks nicer than I thought. It's like an old ruin there. It smells kind of salty almost. The water's quite shallow, but I reckon you could get in there if you really wanted to. It's like a little glen. I decided it was worth taking a closer look. What a beautiful place, and what amazing weather. I've learned that sometimes not having an exact plan or route allows you to find some real hidden gems. Where's Wally? I ended up following a path through this tiny magical window, but then something strange happened. Well, that was weird. I remember having a profound feeling of deja vu in this moment. Anyone else had this happen? I proceeded to climb up the waterfall to get a view from above. These are definitely the most enjoyable parts of the journey. Getting lost in nature and walking to wherever you feel like going. Crossing the stream was a bit treacherous here, so I went further up. It's like a little river at the top that splits into two. So to cross it I think you have to go barefoot, which I'm probably going to do, so get a better look. Bit more rapid here. That's just where we came up. This is the view from the top. There's snow over there, in the shade. cheesy selfie. The lost traveller gazes into space, wondering where to walk next. Let's go a little bit further along this path and see what's about. And probably have to turn around and come back the same way because there's no signal. I don't know where I am, so don't want to get lost. And this is where the trail sort of goes a bit muddy and goes up the hill, so I'm going to turn around. And just like that, my detour had concluded. Now onwards to the destination. Of course I had to return to the bottom and find my van again, only to find another problem. Oh. Let's try that again. Casualty number 2 then, or is it number 3? Have to look at that. Next time. That is a pretty spectacular lake. You've got your own little beach. There's like a couple of odd sort of people, private property video surveillance. I feel like I live on the fringes of society. There's something going on over here. The Deja fountain of youth. Everyone was like giving me funny looks. I've just time travelled or something. Can't believe it. Just made it to Switzerland. It's not the nicest place. Well, we're definitely quite high up now. One person has parked up here. Must have driven for like 4 hours at least. I've crossed the border. That's an achievement. Can't get a parking ticket, so probably shouldn't stay very long.